Hello everyone, I'm your favorite underwater host Sharky, and welcome back to the Shark Tank. Today we have another video for you guys, and finally, right? We have another video, and that's right, we are bringing back the classic Tetris Insider, because even though CTWC might be over, that doesn't mean Tetris action is over. And in fact, that's what we are going to be going into today in today's edition of the Classic Tetris Insider. Classic Tetris Insider is going to be trying something a little bit new. Let me know if you guys like it down in the comments below, but we're going to be splitting it up into three main sections. Our three main sections will be named as follows. We're going to have our section 1, which is going to be Wired, where we talk about all the different online events and get you wired in all the information that you need to either watch or maybe even participate in these events. Secondly, we're going to be talking about all around the world, where we go and explore around the world, needless to say, where you're going to be able to find events that happen in different areas of the world. So whether it be LATAM events, events that are in Asia, events that are in Europe, if there's information out on it for me to discover, I will be able to relay that to you guys, so you might be able to find out how to watch it or maybe even participate in it. And then thirdly, our section is going to be a glimpse at a championship. This is going to go over all CTWC and CTEC related events, as well as going over just the championship in general. And I say that because the Classic Tetris European Championship is about to be, or has been going on in terms of qualifiers and such. And if you want to hear more information about that, be sure to stick more towards the end, as we are going to be discussing that. But before we get into our first section, I want to just remind you guys, if you like the video and you like me to continue making content like this, leave a like, since dislikes are gone apparently. Be sure to leave a like, comment down what you think about it if you want me to continue making more content like this, because this does take a lot of work. And once again, subscribe if you want to see more Tetris related content from me. I'm going to try and hopefully ease back into the groove of making content that you guys will be able to enjoy. But without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about our first event, which is going to be Classic Tetris Gauntlet. So Classic Tetris Gauntlet, I mean, of course it's going to be a first event that I run and I host the show, so a little bit of host bias there. But Classic Tetris event, or Classic Tetris Gauntlet, is a Team Tetris event now, and registration for the upcoming season of Overdrive is in fact open. Registration will be open till the 14th, and unlike the previous season where you needed at least a 700k PB in order to participate on a team, this time there is no PB restriction. There is 2 divisions, so if you have a PB over 700k, you'll still be put in that main division. However, we have another division that we also call the D League, where if you don't have a 700k PB, you can still participate in some Team Tetris action until you get to that 700k threshold, where you will be then drafted to a team. In addition to the new season coming, there is a lot of exciting things that Gauntlet is doing with the release of a website and content on various channels. And in various channels, I include my own, because Classic Tetris Gauntlet Ignition was one of the most insane Tetris events that happened over the summer, and we're looking to create another insane event like that here in 2022. Last thing about Classic Tetris Gauntlet, December 19th, there's going to be the launch stream at 6 p.m. Central or 0 UTC. Well, that would be the 20th in terms of 0 UTC and UTC time. But that's going to be, there's going to be the draft, and of course a couple of highlight matches to kind of get you guys hyped up for the season. I will be commentating it for sure. However, who knows, there might be a guest commentator, but I cannot confirm that. So do be looking forward to that. But now that we've already talked about Classic Tetris Gauntlet, now it's time for us to dive into one of the most exciting events that is happening in the month of December, and that is Classic Tetris Monthly. Classic Tetris Monthly is an event that is hosted by Van Weller and is also a very community-run event. A lot of restreamers help with the lower tiers, and Van Weller, along with other people like Kibi, Pumpy Heart, and others, help with the super restreams that are on Monthly Tetris 1 and Monthly Tetris 2. Now, going on forward, there are two main events that we're going to be discussing in today's Insider. The main events that we're going to be discussing is Masters event and Challengers event. The Masters event is going to include seeds 1 through 15, as well as the winner from the Challengers event, and the Challengers event includes seeds 16 through 31. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a little bit of a deeper dive into the insanity that this Classic Tetris Monthly is going to be. Starting off with the Masters event, first things first, already a fourth of the players that are going to be participating are going to be rollers. For your first roller who managed to qualify at the 15th seed, you have your CTWC Silver for 2021 semi-finalist Zeno. Zeno has been a roller. In fact, he's been working on grinding for that 1.2, so he's going to be playing and participating. He's going to be one of the rollers that we mentioned. For seed number 3, we have your TikTok superstar, as well as CTWC 2020 and 2021 top 24 player, Miles the Great, aka Miles Miller. He is a phenomenal player, and I believe recently got a new PB. With how fast players improve with rolling, saying recently kind of doesn't hold its weight, just because recently could mean they don't have that same PB anymore. However, he is a very strong player, and he is going to be playing at seed number 3. Seed number 2, however, you have your CTWC 2021 finalist and your CTWC Ohio or WPL championship champion, Huff. Huff, of course, is also the former world record holder, and I say former because something else happened in this call that we're going to be getting into next. But Huff was also the former world record holder and got level 52. He is going to be your second seed. And for your first seed, with an absolutely groundbreaking, earth-shattering, draw-dropping qualifier with an average of 1.7 million, which, like I said, Huff's former world record was 1.68 million, just about. And Cheez has managed to get an average of 1.7 million. But he didn't do it through 1.7 million games. Oh no, he did it through a 2.3 million game, where he was around 1.1 into level 29 and then got 1.2 million points after level 29. Just let that sink in for a bit. This guy scored the amount of points on level 29 plus that is higher than a lot of top player PBs. And when I say top player, obviously I'm talking about players that are in the 1.1, 1.2 range. Which, I mean, the process that absolutely insane. Just that alone is why this is going to be a historic CTM, because, I mean, it beat the previous qual margin by so much. And it was an amazing PB skip. But that's not all that is exciting. Those are, of course, our four players with the primary role style. But we have a lot of other players that are participating that have quite the interesting story as well. You have your top 8 underdog, Tetris Time, who managed to upset several high-level players and were making it into the top 8. He is also going to be participating in this Classic Tetris Monthly Masters event. And then, of course, you have your Classic Tetris League Qualifier Champion and your CTWC 2021 top 8 player, Tristop. He is going to also be making a splash. In addition to having those 2 players from top 8, you have your CTWC 2021 top 16 powerhouses, Aaron and Meme, who was a player that managed to win the Minnesota qualifier that happened earlier this year. In addition to having those top 16 powerhouses, you have insanely fast tappers like the CTWC 2020 Blank Garage qualifier champion, Eric ICX, as well as your 2021 Gold qualifier, Alex T. In addition to that, you have other 2021 Go qualifiers like L, your Kingsman Invitational CTWC qualifier tournament winner, Sidnev, Yeezy, and you have the former captain of the Rogues in the Classic Tetris Gauntlet Ignition season, and the winner of the Peyton Playhouse qualifier that happened also this year, Nolan. Now, if you might have counted, those are 14 players. But where's the 15th player? As we said that the 16th player is going to be coming from the Challengers circuit. Well, I said in addition to this being a historic CTWC, there's another thing that happened besides Cheez's run. Definitely not as impressive. No way near as impressive. And I might be biased as I'm the host of the show, and yeah, but you can't tell by that. But something else did happen in the CTM qualifiers, and as a result, in fact, I think it's just better to show y'all. Let's freaking go, dude. Let's go. That is right. There is a Daz player in the Masters event with an average in his qual with a 1.1. Man, it's so weird talking about yourself from that kind of perspective. But here are your brackets. The orange bracket will contain Cheez versus the winner of the Challenger Circuit, and it will also contain Trisop versus Sharky. The blue bracket will contain Eric versus Meme and Alex T versus Tetris Time. The green bracket will contain a roller matchup between Huff and Zeno, and it will also contain Aaron versus Trap Zone. And for your red bracket, you have Miles versus Yeezy and Sidnev versus Nolan. The Master event will take place on December 11th, starting at 1 p.m. Central or 1900 UTC on the Monthly Tetris and the Monthly Tetris 2 channel on Twitch. Now that we've discussed about the Masters event, now we can talk about the Challenger Circuit. Even though the Challenger Circuit features seeds 16 through 31, it's no slouch either, and you actually got a lot of crazy players that are going to be competing for that last spot in the Masters event. For reference, one of our players is a Guitar Hero Specialist and CTWC 2021 Silver finalist. Toby managed to get seed 12 and is looking to make a splash here in the CTM event as well. Also, another participant from the silver bracket, you have Vischer with a qual of around 1,022,000, or a qual average of 1,022,000 rather, and they are seeded at number 11, so right below Toby. However, it's not just about some silver bracket players. You have some absolutely insanely cracked Daz players that are going to be participating in the Challenger Circuit as well. For our first Daz player that we're going to talk about, you have quite possibly one of the most prestigious achievements that was achieved by this player, obviously using Daz, which is Tugi, who has a personal best of 1.3 million with Daz and is one of 2 players in the world that have been able to achieve a legit 1.3 million utilizing only the Daz playstyle. However, the cracked Daz players don't stop there, as you have your number 1 in ELO Daz player Heps, who has got numerous competitive max outs, is one of the few Daz players who have ever gotten a competitive 1.1, and is one of 2 Daz players to get a back-to-back max in competition. Both Tugi and Heps were seated at number 9 and number 15 respectively. However, that's not all, because you have CTWC Gold participants like Melon Soda, Knight, who now goes by Alice, Eyeball, and CTUK champion Dan Binky. There's also an upcoming roller who is participating in the Challenger Circuit event, who was a very key player for the Aux Cores in last season of Gauntlet Ignition, Raw Mations. has been chasing the 1 point, or started a 1.2 race with Xeno, and we're looking to see if maybe that rolling might be able to allow Rawmations to make Masters event have 5 rollers as opposed to 4. And that means if so, we'll get another roller versus roller matchup between Cheez and Rawmations. In addition to that, you also have CTAO champion, or the Classic Tetris Australian Online champion, Noodle, who is going to be participating in this as well. In addition to all those players that we mentioned, there are a couple players that I'm not necessarily too familiar with their competitive play, so personally I'm going to be keeping my eyes out for them to see how they do. Those 2 players, of course, are going to be Hybe Hub, once again sorry for mispronouncing if I did, who managed to snag 2nd seed with a qual average of 1,067,000. And for the other player that I'm interested in is Chala. They are another Australian player who is seeded at number 13. However, they just qualified for CTM January and got an average of 1.107. So definitely 2 players that you might want to look out to could make a splash. Not, at least for me, I don't know too much about them competitively, but we'll see. And second, other players to look out for are going to be seed number 7, who's also another Australian player, if I'm not mistaken, and a player that managed to get 16th seed, Heist. The challengers will be this weekend on December 4th, starting at 1 p.m. Central, 1900 UTC, and will be both on the monthly Tetris channel and the monthly Tetris 2 channel on Twitch. Following the CTM, we're going to be talking about a tournament that a lot of people have been asking for, and now it's finally getting done, and it has a prize pool. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the Classic Tetris Daz tournament hosted by Scamper. I'm going to be talking about the Classic Tetris Daz tournament, a tournament that a lot of people have been asking for. And the last Daz tournament was the Love You Miss You Mean It Memorial Tournament for the late Jonas Neubauer. May he rest in peace. However, is coming, well, not necessarily a memorial tournament, but a Daz tournament is coming back, and it has a prize pool. So without further ado, let's continue to dive a little bit deeper into it. First things first, there are going to be 2 tournaments. Currently, you have the test tournament that is going to be going on to see how smooth things run. And then, of course, you're going to have the quote-unquote real Daz tournament that is going to be happening early 2022. In addition to this, the qualifiers will be open until December 19th for the current test tournament, and the quals is a average of your top 3 scores in 90 minutes. Like I said, qualifiers are going to be open until December 19th. The first match will happen after the winter solstice, or December 21st, and will last up until New Year's. And following New Year's, from January 1st to January 9th, then there will be following New Year's from January 1st to January 9th, that's where the top 8 broadcasts will be. So that date is still to be decided, but as soon as I know, hopefully I know before the next edition of The Inside, I'll be able to provide you guys with that information. But if you want to find out more information on how to join and how to participate, or how to play, or even watch, be sure to join the Classic Tetris Daz Discord server, which will be linked down in the description below. Now, one of the more important things I mentioned is that both of these tournaments are going to have a prize pool. As I'm talking about the prize pool, both of the splits for the prize pool will be listed on your screen above, so do take a look if you're interested. Anyways, the test tournament will have a guaranteed prize pool of $150, which will be split accordingly as shown on the screen, and the test tournament, which will feature 64 players, will have a guaranteed prize pool of $500. Of course, it can increase via your contribution or other contribution from other sources. Once again, this is the Classic Tetris Daz tournament. If you want to find out more information on how to participate, especially if you're looking to participate in the test tournament, which only includes 16 players, so you're gonna have to get a pretty high qual seed if you want to make it in. But if you want to find out more information about that, as well as the detailed rule guide, that will be listed down in the description below. The Classic Tetris Daz tournament now finally talked about, it's time we talk about some friendlies action. And when I say friendlies, I'm talking about the Kingsman Tetris Friendly Revolution. So regarding the Tetris Friendlies Revolution, there's some information that Kingsman wanted me to specifically relay to you all, and I'm going to be playing the slides that were so designed to help assist with the visuals. I'm going to be playing those slides while I read this to y'all. Tetris Friendlies Revolution is the latest super show from Kingsman, highlighting some excellent matches as players vie for Friendlies titles in a wrestling-centric format. Along with the title matches taking place, the King showcases two big matchups as the Leftwell legend David Bullish makes his online competitive debut, facing off against his 2015 CTWC opponent Frank Westfall as they play for the first time against one another since that event. And to top off the night, Green Tea plays in what may be his final Daz match as he takes on the #1 ELO ranked Daz player Heps for what is sure to be an instant classic. Be sure to check out all the action live December 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 12 a.m. UTC on twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Hey now, hey now, hey now. Okay, I added those hey nows in there just because that's Kingsman's thing. But like as Kingsman, as what I just said, be sure to check out this. I mean, Green Tea's final Daz matchup, or potentially final Daz matchup. Who wouldn't want to miss out on that? I mean, I want to play Green Tea just once with Daz. Maybe that we can get Kingsman to possibly arrange that sometime in February. Who knows? But you definitely want to check that out. If you also want to check out more events regarding the Tetris Friendlies, which is hosted by Kingsman and other people that help him run that event, be sure to check out the Classic Tetris, or the Tetris Friendlies, not Classic Tetris, the Tetris Friendlies Discord server. Also will be linked down in the description below. Following that, we have essentially a Battle Royale tournament that is going to be happening very soon. And I don't know about you, but Battle Royale in Classic Tetris sounds pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. The Classic Tetris Wars presents the 2022 Transition Battle Royale Tournament. The Battle Royale Tournament is hosted by Grand Designs, who is the host of Classic Tetris Wars and related events. As say, it is going to be in a Battle Royale format. Quals are going to be open until December 15th, and the qual format is a average of your 3 top scorers in 90 minutes. There is a $100 prize pool guaranteed, and the splits will be listed right now. In addition to that, I mean, it's a Battle Royale format. We haven't really seen any Battle Royale formats here in the online events, and that's one thing that Classic Tetris Wars does. It takes a really unique spin on the traditional way that we play Tetris and brings out some very entertaining shows, whether it be consistency battles or Battle Royale events like this, or in fact some other events such as PBTV, which is the equivalent of CTM Chasedown, which hasn't happened in a while, but who knows, we might see some more additions coming in 2021. So if you do want to participate in this Battle Royale and you want a chance at winning some money, there, as I showed the prize pool splits were on screen, if you want a chance to win some money, then be sure to join the Classic Tetris Wars Discord server down in the description below. And for our last event in our Wired section, we're going to be talking about the Nomax Tournament. Stay tuned. So about the Nomax Tournament, this event is currently a work in progress. However, I did receive information firsthand from the organizer, so I'm going to relay that information to you all. First things first, if you have a PB over 999,999 or a max, you are not allowed to participate in this tournament. In fact, that's basically where the Nomax Tournament is. In fact, if at any point while you're playing in the tournament and you max out, you will get, and I quote, you will get congratulated and then be disqualified. The object of this is to put an emphasis on pace without flying too close to the sun, as said by the organizer. The dates and everything haven't quite been confirmed. However, anyone is open to all players, whether you're on emulator or you are on NES, and furthermore, it will be seeded by PB. So more information will be on that earlier. The organizer does come from the Classic Tetris Asia Discord server, so the link to that will also be down in the description below. Hopefully we get some more information, and the next time I make this Insider, I'll be able to update you all on it. But that is going to do it for our Wired section. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hop on a plane or a boat or any other method of transportation, and it's time to go around the world as we talk about the events that are happening all over the world. Honestly, that was a redundant sentence, but yeah. Anyways, be sure to stay tuned for that. Currently, we only have 3 events that we're going to be able to report on today, and these events come from Asia, Europe, and Latin America. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about our first event, which I actually just found out recently is the Classic Tetris Indonesia competition for 2022. Quals are going to be open till December 25th. So if you are in Indonesia and you are watching this channel, be sure to obviously take this opportunity to qualify. Both NES or emulator is allowed in this qualifier, and the qualifying format is 1 hour top score, or it's going to be, you have 60 minutes to score your top score. That's really all the information that has been necessarily released on this event. So the more I find out, I'll definitely be sure to let you all know. But if you want to participate and you are Indonesian and you're watching this channel, which first off, shout out to you watching this channel and you're from Indonesia. That's amazing. In fact, for everyone that makes it this far, put down in the comments where you're watching this from. I think it'd be interesting to see how diverse the audience watching this Insider is. But if you are Indonesian and you want to try and participate in this, be sure to join the Indonesian Discord server below. Next, we have the Polish Liga, or Polish League. Polish League allows both consoles and emulators. It's similar to CTL in terms of composition and structure, however, it mainly includes Polish players. The current season deadline for matches is December 19th, so you can expect to see some matches going on from these players. And the prize pool is $1,000 or 1,000 PLN. And the prize pool will be split among the top 3 Division 1 players. In addition to this being a Polish league, it's not just NTSC only. Both the NTSC and PAL versions will be played throughout the year in the Polish league, and it's split up quarterly. In quarters 1 and 3 of the year, you're going to have your PAL, and in quarters 2 and 4 of the year, you're going to have your NTSC. For more information, be sure to join the Polish Tetris Discord server. Link will also be down in the description below. And for our final event, we have our Classic Tetris LATAM, which, if you know anything about the LATAM community, they get absolutely hyped and they're super supportive. The energy is crazy. They're all crazy. And it's time for things to start ramping back up with their monthly event. The Compados, Mufados, and Promesas, once again, I apologize if I mispronounced that. All those brackets were released on December 1st. Matches will be scheduled until top 4 for the Promesas and the Mufados tournaments. The Compados tournament will only have the first rounds scheduled, and then the rest play on the day that is to be announced. If you live anywhere in South America or Central America or LATAM in general, then be sure to join the Discord server. But if you are interested on potentially participating in future LATAM events, be sure to join the LATAM Discord server down below. But that is going to do it all for our Around the World segment. It is now time to jump into a glimpse of a championship where we have one live event that is going to be happening, and we have a World Championship for a different kind of Classic Tetris. So stay tuned. This first one's going to be relatively short, and for the off chance that you do live in Minnesota, this will be to your benefit. Anyways, the Minnesota Tetris Open is December 5th. Signups are at minnesotaesports.org. The location will be at 12800 Industrial Park Boulevard, Suite 10, Plymouth, Minnesota. 55441 is the zip code. So if you're interested in showing up and potentially winning that Tetris Open, that is something that you definitely can do. And that's all the information that we have. It's kind of, spur of the moment. It happened so close after CTEC ended, and now we're going to talk about the Classic Tetris European Championship. The Classic Tetris European Championship is an annual tournament that started in 2015, which this year will have its 7th edition. Despite what the name may suggest, it is open to every interested player. Think about it as like CTEC, but played on a version of the game released in Western Europe and Australia, the 50Hz PAL version. Because it is a live tournament temporarily turned online, it requires using consoles and original cartridges. So emulator will not be allowed, kind of like the standard for your kind of world championship. The CTEC will boast a 32-player true double elimination bracket, which is split into 4 groups for convenience. Group A and Group B will be played at 1600 UTC on the Classic Tetris Europe and the Classic Tetris PAL Twitch channels respectively on December 4th. And Group C and D will be played on the 5th, same time, same channels respectively. Be sure to check out their website for more information. And honestly, the website is really well designed. Props to whoever does the website over there. It looks amazing, and I mean, if you want to find out more information about it, the website is definitely the place to go. But let's talk a little bit about the tournament, because there is quite a few exciting things that is going to be happening here in the Classic Tetris European Championship. First thing first, there is going to be a CTEC debut of the top 16 2020 and 2021 player, Fractal. He is a heavy favorite to win it all just because of his ability to essentially do whatever he wants with the game. I mean, we're talking about this player reaching level 90 and scoring the first 2.1 million or any 2 million plus score on NTSC or on PAL. I mean, for a moment there was a point in time where the PAL world record was 500,000 more than the NTSC record, and in terms of levels, it was almost 40 levels greater. During his qual, he maxed out and got a 741,000 kicker. That's right, we're talking about a kicker in a PAL Tetris event. However, other than Fractal, both Sidnev and Moha had historic qualifiers, scoring 910,000 and 857,000 respectively. In addition to those two players, Svavar, former 3-time CTEC champion, and My Wing Coach, otherwise known as Wing, your reigning champ from 2020, are making a return this year to try and get another title. Outside of Fractal, because I know we already talked a little bit about Fractal, but outside of Fractal, you have two other US players that are going to be participating in the European Championship. You have Aaron, who is seated at number 26, and Stone, who is seated at number 14. In addition to US players, you have some well-known players in the NTSC that are going to be playing it as well. This includes phenomenal Daz player Tugi, who we already discussed in the CTM event, and Daz player turned roller Jesper, aka Tegamek, and Heps, who, like we said, is the #1 Daz player currently in the scene based on ELO, and you have many more. There are also PAL heavy players that are playing in this year as well. Multi-time Classic Tetris PAL champion and pioneer for level 19 Daz play, you have Adam Mountains, who is at 5th seed. CTWC Germany 2019 and 2021 champion Mark Meyer is also going to be participating. Merker, also another multi-time Classic Tetris PAL champion, and the PAL legend Yanni himself will be making a return this year. There are so many players that are participating in this championship that honestly is going to be difficult to go over them all, and another issue is they're just simply players that I am not all too familiar with. However, there are players that I am familiar with, and these players in particular have done some things that are quite notable which deserve to be mentioned here. Managing to get in at 32nd seed, El Peltum is going to have to play Fractal in the first round. However, El Peltum, the reason why I put him in here is he managed not only to make it into the qualifier, which CTEC was not a sneeze to get into, need to get at least 600,000 in order to make it in. But El Peltum in particular has recently got a max on NTSC, and being able to swap over from NTSC to PAL, and especially off of a amazing achievement, which is a max, is nothing short of amazing. So excited for El Peltum, and once again, congrats if you're watching this on getting your max for NTSC. In addition to El Peltum, you also have CTWC 2021 Gold players Blau and Odin seated at 23rd and 8th respectively that are in this tournament. And Odin in particular, there's something I like to spot out because this dude had one of the most insane and shocking quals. He got 6 maxes in his CTWC qualifier. That's right, 6. The heck, dude. Absolutely insane. So he's definitely going to be coming into this with the motivation from that successful qualifier and that that moderately successful tournament run. In addition to gold players, you also have quite a few CTWC silver players that are going to be participating in this. You have Pumas, who got 6th seed with a score of 701,000, Sven at 25th seed, and Aliwa at 24th seed, who also made her CTWC debut this year. And made a very strong showing. So once again, if you want to find out more information about this, the website will have all that information, and I'll even link down the Classic Tetris PAL Discord server for you to find out more on the PAL Tetris events. But with that being said, that's going to conclude all the information that we have to bring forth out here in the Classic Tetris Insider. But that's not going to conclude our video, because there are a couple things that I personally have to say before we conclude this Insider. And first things first, I want to say I'm sorry. Honestly, there's just been so many things that have been happening in my personal life that had subtracted from my ability to create content reliably. And for those of you that have been anticipating my uploads or that have been watching every single upload, I really appreciate you. And it took me, this CTEC season has been really rough on me. And I'm hoping that hopefully with us about to head into the calendar year of 2022, that things will not only turn up for me and my personal endeavors, but will also turn up for the community in this channel, and maybe there might be some other stuff that happens down the line. Also want to apologize for those of you that have supported me on Patreon in the past and that haven't gotten the content that you all deserved. I didn't deserve your support. I just didn't. And even though I will still have my Patreon up, I don't expect anyone to go and pledge or anything right now, because I haven't given you guys the justification to pledge for that. So just you simply watching my videos is support enough and is motivation to help keep me going. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna try and get a lot more content out. No promises, because promises, they can be broken, and I want to have a good amount of trust between me and my viewers. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude the Classic Tetris Insider. First, huge shout out to all the people that are on the Gauntlet production team that are going to be helping making a huge part here in future Insiders that are going to be up and coming. Shout out to Pumpy Heart for designing our little kind of Sports Center-esque intro music and intro and outro music. And once again, shout out to you guys for sticking this long. Heck, if you watched it this far, I don't know, comment something, comment 2.3. I really don't know. If you liked the video and you liked the insight and you liked all the information that I presented, be sure to leave a like, comment down, whatever. Share it with anyone that is anyone that you know that is interested in watching Classic Tetris. This information isn't easily known, as you have to be in various Discord servers in order to find out about it. And so this information will help out a lot. And of course, if you enjoy this content, be sure, stick around for a bit. These insiders take an insanely amount of long time. And so hopefully that the information that I provide you is justification for you to maybe, come back and watch another video the next time I upload. Anyways, I'm your favorite underwater host, Sharky, and I'll see you all in the next episode of the Classic Tetris Insider.